G'day viewers, the end of another week means it's time once more for Totally Fucked Up Friday, and I will be bringing you some fairly seriously disturbing examples of just how totally fucked up the world is. I'm going to start with squid. Not giant killer squid, I've talked about them before. They will eventually kill us all, but they've been a bit quiet. This is squid that humans are eating, our small revenge against the giant killer squid. Now, I'm a fan of the salt and pepper squid. Fry it all up with some nice coating. Fry anything. Frying is good, you know. I'd eat more fruit and salad if they fried it more often, you know. But, you know, squid is good. I'm not a fan of the sushi approach. The raw stuff. That's a lot of different kinds of wrong. And apparently, even some cooked versions can be a problem for you if the squid hasn't been effectively disemboweled. A case reported in a medical journal of a woman complaining after eating some squid of some nasty stabbing, sort of invading, horrible pains in her mouth. What's going on? And she goes to a doctor who removes a dozen spermatophores from the soft lining of her mouth and tongue. And if you don't know what that is, that's essentially a semen delivery system for squid, which is apparently quite aggressive, and the inside of your mouth is like squid vagina. So yes, just be careful what you eat, because sometimes squid want to fuck you in the mouth, apparently. You're welcome for that one. Now, I wanted, speaking about horrible sexual practices, an absolutely terrifying story from the UK with a 9-year-old's blog being banned because she was talking about perverse sexual practices in the school playground and drug deals that go on all the time in a school. And so the local council stamped on it and said, let's not have any of this. No, wait, that's not what she was doing. She was taking pictures of her school food and rating it poorly. And yes, if you go and look at her blog and see some of the pictures, you can see why she's not hugely enthused by some of the food. The blog was actually called Never Seconds, as in I'm not going to have a second serving of this crap. The blog got very popular in the last couple of weeks, and then it got coverage in the local paper with a headline along the lines of, "Ugh, time to fire the lunch ladies." And the council, not the school, the council freaked out. They said, "Oh no! No, the staff, they're crying into their porridge. They're so upset." And they said, "You're not allowed to take pictures of your food anymore. We ban you." Who makes decisions like that? Who goes, little 9-year-old girl is taking pictures, having a bit of fun. She's got worldwide attention. We should ban that. Nothing bad could possibly happen when the whole world is watching and we do a fucked thing like tell a 9-year-old, no, you're banned from doing that. I mean, for God's sake, she was actually using the attention to raise money for a charity before they banned it. This just blows my mind. How do people still keep making these colossal public relations fuck-ups in the modern era of the internet where you can't brush this shit under the carpet? People know. The word gets around. You make it worse. The cover-up is always worse than the crime. And actually, I've got to admit, in this case, just before I came to shoot this video, I did see an update that said the council overturned the ban. It's like they sat around and go, oh, fuck me. The entire world thinks we're tools. And you know what? Now I've had a bit of time to think about it. Screwing over a 9-year-old like that? Bit of a dick move. So yes, you know, I think it was the Argyle Council. This was in Scotland. Personally, I wouldn't fuck with little 9-year-old Scottish girls. The Scottish people I know, you know, especially the kids, they'll fuck your shit up. So I wouldn't have crossed her in the first place. but at least they've had the dignity to go, you know what? We made a mistake. We're going to turn that around now. Unlike the other big online fuck-up I've seen this week, that to the best of my knowledge, the lawyer in question still has not realised the scale of the fuck-up he's engendered. Now, there's a humour website which is called the Oatmeal. Very funny. If you've never heard of it, go and check it out. There's heaps of stuff on there. Very, very funny. One of the things that frustrates the owner of the site is that he's got heaps of stuff on his site, but there are a lot of other sites and users of other sites who essentially scrape his material from his site, take out all the identifying stuff and give him no credit and post it somewhere else and try to say, look, oh, here's a funny thing, do this. There are lots of sites that do this. I'm not a fan of doing it. I'm a very big fan of spreading things around. With my videos, I always leave the embed code available, actually encouraging people to embed the videos on their blogs and websites. You know, I've had little clips of mine used on CNN. No one asked me, but they showed me on CNN, you know, and they got a bit better at, not just me, with other people's, they actually show what channel it comes from on CNN when they use stuff these days, you know, and, you know, my blog posts have been republished in other places, you know, but I've had my stuff essentially stolen as well. People downloading my videos, removing the identifying material and trying to claim them as theirs, which I don't quite get because it's me on it, not them. And people knocking stuff off my blog. It happens. I'm not that much of a big deal. It's not my full-time living at the moment. The guy in the Oatmeal does. It's his job, and he deserves to make a living of it because it's bloody funny. And about a year ago, he singled out one site in particular, the inaccurately named Funnyjunk. Well, actually, I suppose the stuff on the site is funny. I would argue the site itself is junk because it's just taking stuff that other people have created, putting it here, and as he quite eloquently described the site's practice, it then plasters ads all over it and makes a lot of money on other people's contents. Now, the site Funnyjunk defends itself with the thinnest shreds of we're complying with the DMCA laws. Like, if you tell us that your stuff is on here and you want it taken down, we'll take it down. But when there are literally hundreds of pieces, it would like be a full-time job for him to say, take that down. Oh, now someone else has put up, take that down. It would, you know, he can't waste time on it. And is it so much trouble for people to just not be dicks and actually include links when they do this sort of stuff? Why are people obsessed with being dicks? And all this, what I've given you now, that's just background material. Because this week, about a year after he complained about how Funnyjunk rips off his stuff, he got a letter from a lawyer saying he'd slandered Funnyjunk and demanding a settlement of $20,000 because they didn't like the way he complained about his material being stolen. Okay, that in and of itself is a shit stupid move. I think it's like, we'll quell you, we'll stop you complaining, we'll scare you with a legal threat. You know, it's a big, scary legal threat, so you'll back down. You'll never criticize us again. I don't think they know the Oatmeal very well because he wrote a really funny post in reply. He's saying, not only am I not paying you, what I'm going to do is set up a fundraising thing to raise $20,000, and then I'm going to take a picture of me with that $20,000, and I'm going to draw a picture of your mother seducing a Kodiak bear, which she did, and then I'm going to take the money I've raised and give it to charity. Fuck you. And when he publicised that, he hit the 20,000 mark on the fundraiser within about an hour. He had $100,000 in the first day of this. This is how strong he had support and how much people have just said, you know what, fuck that lawyer and fuck that website. That should have been a message that they'd fucked up. But no, the lawyer's still saying he's been wrong. And another link besides the Oatmeal that I'll put down there is an interesting guy, calls himself Popat on his blog. He's a lawyer with a libertarian bent, does a lot of pro bono work, and he was saying, wow, this is bullshit. And then a friend of his, who's another sort of libertarian lawyer, says, oh, I'm not sure, this lawyer we're talking about, he's got a pretty good First Amendment record. Maybe he just made an error of judgment. You know, cut him a bit of slack because he's done good work. And the guy's going, oh, maybe it was just an error of judgment. And then within hours, this fuckhead lawyer trying to threaten the Oatmeal had said he's going to try and get the fundraiser taken down because he believes it's a breach of Indiegogo's term of service. What fucking business is that? And this lawyer's like, oh, you're embarrassing me. I can either stop being an asshole or I can make it worse. And so, yeah, then the follow-up on Popat is, no, I don't give this guy any slack anymore. Fuck this guy. And then, of course, it's like, oh, lawyer's going, I have no idea why the whole internet's after me. So he's taken his contact details off his website. Not all that surprising, whatever. But then he's actually put a message up on the contact page where he's accused the guy from the Oatmeal of launching security attacks against him. Considering what he's done is accuse the Oatmeal of slandering his client, saying something that outrageous that because his actions have upset people, saying this guy specifically has instigated security attacks when what has happened is he's drawn attention to what a fuckwit this lawyer is, and a lot of people have expressed their opinion towards this lawyer, but they're accusing the Oatmeal of instigating security attacks. That's some very dodgy legal ground to put yourself on. And also, this guy is apparently suffers from complete irony, blindness, because, like I said, he's had a track record of standing up for some First Amendment stuff. I had my attention drawn to the fact he had a post on his blog sort of celebrating the recent Super Peeper victory and saying what a bunch of wankers the Hollywood types were. And he said the way they're behaving after losing their case is like every bully. They're acting like a sore loser. And he is apparently incapable of seeing that's what he's doing. I just really hope if I ever fuck up on this scale, I'm able to recognise it when it's drawn to my attention. I don't mean people disagreeing with me. People disagree with me all the time. That's because they're stupid. But I hope I'm more like the council in England who did the really stupid thing with a 9-year-old girl, but were able to say, haha, everyone's pointed out we did a dick move. It was a dick move. We'll back off from it. And not like this lawyer who just keeps digging. It's like you could have done 20 years of good service and one thing like this is going to just stamp you forever in people's mind as one of the most clueless fucking morons in the history of the internet.